Welcome back. The balance of power in Congress next year could be decided by North Carolina voters.
North Carolina's 6th congressional district is an open seat. It includes parts of Guilford and Forsyth and Cabarrus counties and all of Davie, Davidson and Rowan.
And Bill O'Neill joins us tonight with this story in our continuing Commitment 2024 coverage.
Howard Coble held the seat for some 30 years. Since then, it has flip-flopped back and forth between Republicans and Democrats. This year, it is once again a safe seat for Republicans. No Democrat even bothered to file to run.
I think there's a lot of crazy things going on in Washington and a lot of crazy people. And I want to go up there and I want to fight that fight.
Former High Point Mayor Jay Wagner says he wants to fight for the old mill towns that make up the 6th District, hurt by NAFTA and Chinese exports.
We didn't just lose jobs, we lost our identity in a lot of these towns. And so I want to be the voice of these towns. I want to go to D.C. and represent them because a lot of these towns got left behind.
Wagner's top issue on his campaign website is making elections safe and secure.
So what makes you think that they're not?
I think that during the 2020 election, COVID created a lot of opportunity for folks who wanted to mess with the election system to be able to do that.
Besides the former president who raised the question of the integrity, who was really questioning it before then?
It's not enough that we have, secure elections. The people have got to believe that the elections are secure. And we have a problem with that right now.
Dr. Marianne Contagenis, a Greensboro plastic surgeon, is running for the 6th District seat for a second time.
So tell me why you're running for this job.
As many people in the district are, I'm very concerned with the direction that our country is going in. I'm concerned about our wide open border, about the fentanyl crisis basically being controlled by the drug lords, and hundreds of thousands of Americans dying every year from overdoses.
Contagenis' campaign website identifies spending cuts as her top priority.
So where would you cut?
Oh, it leaves a lot of space. For instance, we could probably start with cutting out the National Department of Education. Because when you look at it, what does it do besides provide a lot of high-paying salaries to a lot of people?
On taxes, Contagenis says that most people cannot afford a tax hike.
We probably are not doing enough.
Enough what?
Enough taxing onto larger corporations. When you look at the higher echelon and you look at corporate taxes, then that can give you some leeway in looking at it. I didn't say across the board. I said we need to look at
so
that.
You favor, though, a rising of some taxes on corporate earnings?
Yes, I do.
Mark Walker, a former Baptist minister, is running to reclaim a seat he once held for 6 years. Despite signing a pledge calling for term limits, Walker says he's comfortable running for office again.
If you're willing to come back home, in my case for 4 years, and serve in different capacities, and then run in a seat where the Democrat currently holds that seat, I have no issue with that, and I do not believe it violates the pledge in any way, shape, or form.
We asked Walker about Donald Trump's endorsement of political newcomer Addison McDowell in the 6th District race.
Do you think the endorsement of the former president will be a key factor in this race or not?
I don't think so. I think that was someone that he had not met. He's an insurance corporate lobbyist for Blue Cross and Blue Shield over in Raleigh, 29 years old. I know a lot less at 54 than I did at 29 now, I realize that.
Would you support Mr. Trump in the upcoming presidential election?
Without hesitancy.
If he's convicted of a felony, would you still support him?
Well, I'd have to look at the record specifically of what that might be.
There are 3 other Republicans in this race: Christian Castelli, Bo Hines, and Addison McDowell. None of them responded to our request for an interview. The primary is March 5th. Early voting begins February 15th. Bill O'Neill, WXII 12 News.